What's going on, guys? ChaseWins.com coming to you it's Friday night. It is 11:31 p.m., 21st of February. You guys aren't going to see this tonight, but it'll be posted either sometime late Saturday night tomorrow, in the early morning hours of Sunday, or maybe even Sunday night. It really all depends. As some of you know, tomorrow morning I'm going to be getting up and driving a few hours south and going to a meeting slash game slash little event involving one of the other things that I've been working on the back end of stuff. And I know that I made a little hint around it a few times, especially one of those times being about a week ago when we announced one of the NASCAR deals that that myself and Patrick are now involved in, and finally closed after a few months of working on it. This is kind of two deals in one. One of them has been in the works for the better part of 2 years. The other has been in the works for the better part of 6 years, and it involves not only ChaseWins.com now and then my company, CW Sports Consulting, but it's going to involve all you guys. And there's some really cool news that I want to share with you for what I can share, some of which I'll have to keep under wraps for another week or so until, I guess, final details are hammered out. But one of the things that we're going to be doing is one of the people that I've partnered with on this is a Michigan State alumni, graduate, minor league team owner, minority investor into the Red Sox. So, very prominent figure, somebody that never thought that he would be within the sports world, but obviously was very successful financially, not only domestically but internationally. In his world of business, which was marketing, media, and finance. So his love was sports, and primarily baseball. He was a lifelong baseball nut, just like me. He even says that if he was as obsessed with baseball as I am, that he would have been divorced before he ever had his second child. But when he got to the point where he thought through mutual friends and business colleagues. He met some people that had started investing in the world of sports, minority franchise ownership, minor league ownership in multiple sports. He met with a few people that put him in contact with people that allowed him to go through the approval process to try to open up or try to start a minor league team or buy one. And it took about 5 years, because that's not an easy process. Take that firsthand, and that'll be another story for another day. But after about 5 years, he finally got the approval, saying that he was approved by Major League Baseball and MILB that he could own a team. Now it would be up to a franchise to allow him to start a team and or purchase a team that may come up for sale. And then, a couple of years after that, it came to be. And before that, he had to take a leap of faith and dump a lot of money into a piece of property and start breaking ground on a stadium in which he didn't even know if the deal was going to go through. But luckily it did, and 15 years later, he's actually been one of the more successful minor league team owners in the sport, especially one, because a lot of very successful minor league owners only, they start one or two, and then they get with a group of people, and before you know it, they own five, and it's a one big group of people in one business that own quite a few, so that they actually can make money at it. So hold on one second, guys. Let me plug this in. But anyway, he's been kind of a mentor on this, and he's also someone that's put money into it as well. But the announcement is there's a few companies that I've been working with on the back end, giving them information because sports betting has, obviously become much more mainstream than it ever was. And I was actually telling a client of mine this the other day during a pretty long conversation because he asked me, what really, besides knowing that I could do it and knowing that I could be successful at it, what made me decide to do it full time when I already had my own company. It was already successful. I was already doing very well. I was young. I wasn't that far out of college. And then, what made me take that leap of faith to go into a world that most look at it as, something that could never last. And it was when Chris Christie made his first push in 14 to really try to revamp Atlantic City by bringing, sports betting full steam ahead to not just Vegas, but the country. And that's when I knew, I said, okay, so, a public figure, someone in government, someone in politics is finally doing this. It's going to take a while, but it's going to happen. And I said, and I'm not going to let it pass me by trying to get in after the fact like everyone's doing now. So that's where it started. Obviously, a little bit of backstory. Baseball was my thing. One thing that made me realize that I could do it, farther than that was because even before I started betting on baseball back around 2009, 2010, college basketball was actually how I got started in this. And started getting into the analytics of everything because of college and being able to be so closely tied to the university's teams that I was able to pull data and information and work with computer science, people to start building graphs and, data because I didn't know anything, or enough about computers to even remotely pretend that I could do something like that. So I was the brain and they were the hands. So long story short, fast forward, here I am, and I've now I've been working with a gentleman named Scott Bush with Saber. Saber is a company that runs historical data analytics, composition models, everything for Major League Baseball. Dating all the way back to the days of Babe Ruth, all the way to current right now, what's going on in spring training. It's one of the most advanced analytics libraries in the world. And it's not something where you can just go pull and say, oh, I want to go to their website and see this to see what, and that's not what it's about. This is for teams and organizations through their player development to be able to go back and look at past history of certain things to build what we call in the business like a trend, and be able to use things like sabermetrics and analytics and velocity pinpoints and everything to truly decide whether or not they're making the right decision in something or whether or not they're missing something, whether or not they've found something. It's very, very interesting. And I finally got to meet with him for a meeting when I met with him at a conference during the winter meetings this past year. And to be honest with you, because of the business that I'm in, we are in the sports betting business. That doesn't make it easy for you to meet people. Usually, if someone doesn't know you or you don't come, recommended, when they find out what you do, they don't want to talk to you, especially in the baseball world, because it is so frowned upon. But luckily, because of my background in the game, before I ever tried to contact him, I already had people on my behalf contacting him. So he was very intrigued to meet me. And then one of the things that he stood out to me was remembering seeing me at an event and saying, when somebody was talking about Baseball Savant, I said that Baseball Savant's nothing more than a glorified ESPN report. And he was like, wow. He's like, nobody's ever had the nuts to say that, but it's true. It's very confusing for most fans to be able to read because a lot of times it's just numbers that are separated out of a bigger picture that, when singled out, mean nothing. They have to be tied with something else to actually have a meaning and a purpose. So what he wanted, because we basically pulled the main data that a baseball team would pull to try to find their advantage when building a scouting report on their opponent, a scouting report on their farm kids, all so on and so forth, and then getting with an odds maker and saying, okay, what does a typical odds maker use to put together a line, and how little it is actually entailed with it, how it's about 5 little key points, and then depending on the odds maker, the years of experience to be able to say, okay, we can make it this, but we could actually inflate it to this, and it'll be okay because the public will still like it, and they may even like it more. It's almost a ploy. So being that we know that and it's proven, we're using that model, and then I'm showing him how little into the normal statistics of the game, which I already know. I've known for my life. I've grown up around it, that I actually take in while making a prediction of the outcome of a baseball game, and how there are 9 key points that I look at that odds makers don't look at, nor would a team look at in trying to build a scouting report on that particular opponent. And it's things that I've just done over the years and added to. And for the past 4 years, it's what I've been using. And obviously, all my clients know the success that they have. It's not just I say that I do it, it's proven through hundreds of clients, through myself, how I'm able to make a living doing it. So, partner with them, Sports Trader, as well as, I don't know if I should say the other one. Hold on, let me look at something real quick, guys, because I signed a bunch of non-disclosures today. Give me just 1 second just to make sure I can actually say this real quick. If not, I can say it when all this stuff comes back. But Saber being one of them, and Saber will be in Baltimore for the Analytics and Sabermetrics conference in July. Anybody can attend. I think it's like $329, and then all you have to do is get your hotel, but they give you a hotel voucher to guarantee you a room. All you have to do is go to sabr.com and register. That will get you tickets to a game at Camden Yards, the Saber Conference, a meet and greet with a bunch of people. I'll be there, and I'll be on a panel there for one of the speaking days if you guys want to come out. And sports betting will be a topic. That's kind of what I'm going to head up while there. All right, I better leave this one out just to be safe. But anyway, Sports Trader as well as Saber are people that I'm partnering with now, and they are taking my models of what I do. They've been pulling information for a little while now based on past performance, showing kind of like my analogy of everything, and I've been doing some beta testing on the back end to prove the thoughts of the novice average better, and how people like ESPN and what are those other sites, covers.com and Bleacher Report and Athlon and all these people know how to put things in certain ways to make you look at it a certain way, to make you, and basically what the average public person thinks based on looking at a game and only looking at it for what it is, instead of reading between the lines on so much. Then you read an article, or you read a write-up, or you read a prediction, and it basically takes your already probably preconceived notions and thoughts and enhances it to where 65 to 70% of the time, it's almost like they're encouraging you to make the bet you already wanted to make without actually saying it, knowing that it's a 50-50 chance at best. And the sad thing is, most of the so-called handicappers in this world go off of those same key notions and thoughts. The beta testing that we've done through social media and everything, a lot of you guys don't see it because I wouldn't even tell you if it was me. I know for a fact some of my viewers and even a couple of my clients follow certain things on social media where they'll give their picks and their reasonings and stuff that I can see. And it's not anything bad. It's not like I'm hiding anything from you. I'm just not saying that I'm affiliated. We're just recording information to say, okay, here's a percentage of 3,000 people that think this way, and here's why. And it's almost verbatim what the media pushes at you with different words, and it's all in favor of the books, every bit of it. The shows that ESPN has now, all the websites that you see. And the sad thing is most of the people that have been in this industry for so long do the exact same thing. But the thing is, they know how to word things and cover things up and lie about things so that they can keep going. Don't we find it crazy that you're giving money to a complete stranger and you're just going off of what they say? It's pretty wild, right? But if they're proven, like I've proved to my clients over, years now, not just days, not just weeks, and not just months, and they always stay with me because I'm going to have losing days. I've had losing days this week, and I'm going to have winning days. I'm going to have losing weeks. I can count on one hand the losing months that I've had. I've never had a losing year, and I don't foresee it in the future. And one thing that I've never lost at is baseball, and I won't. And it's not only because I think 100% differently than anybody else in this industry or any person in the media or so-called expert. I think way differently. I analyze it differently. And I actually understand the game inside and out, not just the basics of the balls and the strikes. I understand about, foot placement on the mound, velocity coming off, whether your left foot or right foot's in front of you, whether they're left-handed, right-handed, whether they're a switch hitter, what they're going to do, whether they're sitting on grass or in, indoor turf, or, the layer of crushed brick that's in the infield, because it's not dirt, it's crushed brick. All of those things. I've been around it. I know it. I love it. I eat it. I sleep it. I breathe it. I shit it. So anyway, long story short, I will be at that conference. Make sure you come out and see me. If you need a link, send me an email. I'll get it to you. I think you have to be registered by March the 1st. It's either March the 1st or April the 1st to be able to get it at that price. Otherwise, you will be able to buy it after that until it's sold out, but it'll be like double the price. Again, I don't handle any of that. I'll just send you the link to their website. You can buy it. And then I think the hotels that they have reserved, it gives you basically a voucher to be reserved or to guarantee yourself a room. You pay the hotel directly, but it does give you like $100 discount off the room. You get to attend the event, the meetings, the conference, the game at Camden Yards, the day of baseball at Camden Yards with the private tour and all that stuff. Which, besides Wrigley, my favorite ballpark in the game. So anyway, all of this, and then I told you that I was bringing on someone to build me a computer model. I was very vague about that. This person is actually somebody that I've known since college, somebody that is a computer programmer and a design engineer, and someone that builds computer models and databases and so many different things. And he's done it for very, very large companies. And when he got into the sports world, he was able to start looking into the throwing of a game. And him and I really got into talks of that last year about how fixed games are still around in every sport. Are they around like they used to be? No. Are your highest paid athletes personally partaking in it? No, I wouldn't think so. But I would say that 40% of the main starting athletes in every professional sport have been offered it at one time or another. Now it's trying to figure out and prove who's doing it and why. How much control does now the government have? Because that's going to be the big thing. The government's now getting involved in sports betting by legalizing it. How can they ensure by fixing certain things that they don't lose? So with people, like me who are doing all this, beta testing and research, how can they ensure that someone doesn't outsmart them? Well, the only way is to ensure the outcome. So I've hired him, and I won't get into too much detail, but it's his, like saying like LeBron James goes cold one night. Well, does he go cold, or do you notice that he's shooting completely different? Something you wouldn't normally see on camera in motion, but if you actually broke it down frame for frame, you could see that he's doing it. And there's no way he doesn't know it. And it's easily changeable just to go back to the way he was doing it. But there's a reason that he's wanting to miss. And I'm not saying him. I don't think he would ever do that. But that's your point. And being able to prove stuff like that through models. So this is a very big deal, guys. This is going to change the way that we all sports bet. When I got into this and first started doing it, I was a day trader for baseball. I would make my investments in the morning, and then that evening I would sit there live betting stuff like a day trader. It's too hard to do that now with so much live betting, and nobody can sit in front of their computer every day for hours and hours and hours on end to do it. So that's why I don't offer a service like that, because for you to make money, you would basically have to sit there and live bet stuff. That's not the way you make money. But what we will be doing once these models are complete, which I'm hoping will be for this baseball season, is you will be able to pay a subscription through chasewins.com. It will take you over to another website, which will just be a live betting window, basically, where you sit there and watch someone on my team who looks at my models, that my models will fluctuate based on lines and current activity in a game and flash a green light and a percentage to when one of those things light up and match the criteria of the value and the edge needed to wager that live scenario, where at any given time you could log on, say you're going to watch the Dodgers game, you could watch it, and he's sitting there doing it, and when it flashes green, you know to live bet it right then and there. And it'll give you a rating, everything. Once that happens, with a $20, $30 subscription a month, whatever it is, and that's just more money that you can make. My access clients are already going to get it. So just keep that in mind. So when we did the merger and everything, a lot of the paperwork was signed today. So they have now taken over a lot of my historical data and records. Obviously, they're not allowed to use it for anything other than what I'm involved in. It can't go to anyone else. It can't be seen by other people. They're just going to help build these computer models to help prove it, and to not only take a 70% proven system logged with all of their current analytics that you cannot pull up unless you're getting inside information in real time, to take it from that and see how high we can get it above 80% consistently. And you're only going to do it with knowledge of the game and the right people, and hopefully that's what we're on track to do, and then be able to maneuver it into hopefully being able, just like financial advisors, where you have to actually be a certified advisor. So all these people popping up left and right saying, oh, I'm a consultant, and you're on Twitter, or hey, come here, $10 packages, I accept PayPal. And that's it. And you're just this random guy with 100 followers on Twitter that nobody's seen before, but yet he's taking money from people. That's going to be no more. Our goal is by the end of 2021 to make that illegal. You're going to have to go through a process to get certified, and if you can't do it, which guess what? All these people that claim I got 30 years experience in the business, good for you. Good for you. I don't think you got a lot of experience in sports, and it'll be proven. It'll be proven if you're an expert on that sport that you want to give advice on, and if you're not, you won't be accredited, and you won't be allowed to be an advisor, a consultant. And then guess what we have? 98% of this industry is piss in the wind. There's a few people that are going to be involved in a sports betting conference this year at the MLB winter meetings. Another handicapper that everybody knows that him and I are pretty good friends. We've already talked about this. Hopefully him and I will be doing it together. He's one of the ones that will most certainly, he's already accredited just like I am for things, along with the entire team that he works with. There's another company out there that I won't say their name because I don't know if they'd want me to, but they push more content in this business than anybody I've ever seen. Good group. I'm not saying everybody on their team. I think actually a lot of their team is a joke, but I'd say 40% of their team are very, very knowledgeable, and so, people that have been around for a long time will continue to be because they are experts. Maybe not in every sport, but they are experts. But the first grant was granted and done. So what I asked them to do is I get emails every single damn day on are you going to do a discount for baseball? Are you going to do a discount for baseball? And I don't know how many times I have to say it. I did one for Black Friday, which I usually don't do, and I did one around Christmas time, right there at Christmas, which is my usual discount that I do, which is usually the only time of year that I do it. I did those, and then I said that was it, and I'm in it. I will not be offering another discount for baseball. I will not. Not something that goes out to the public. It's too profitable to be selling it for the price that I'm selling it anyway. But I do it because I still want to be one of the most competitive in the industry as far as price and charge something that everyone can afford and ensure that they're going to make as much money as possible. So one of the requests from the companies that I'm going to be doing some stuff with now is, can I beta test my own clients and have their preconceived notion of games before I even give them out? And it'll be cards that they pick. It'll be a little questionnaire that you fill out. So what I'm going to do is, I said I would do it and have them agree to it, the handful that we choose, but in return they would have to pay for them to get some baseball, because I'm not going to discount it. I'm not going to lose any more money on it. So what they agreed to do is, obviously I didn't want to personally take in money that was going to affect that and have to do the paperwork to say that it was a donation and a grant based on other companies, and it's more than you would believe. But what they did was they donated in, excuse me, they donated in $5,000. And it was $5,000 to go towards 5 customers to get Major League Baseball. But these 5 customers would have to agree that during the season, you would be required to, at random, it would probably happen once or twice a week, when they send out a questionnaire card of 10 to 12 questions based on that day's card, that you would be required to fill out that questionnaire prior to receiving the game, or it would actually be the day before. It would be like, hey, tomorrow these games are coming up. Fill out this little quick questionnaire. I've already seen the mock-up for one. It would literally take less than 5 minutes, and then just submit it. It would be through my email, and then I submit it. You don't have to put your name on it. None of that. It's a generic, and they know that it's coming from someone getting my plays, and then it'll be and then there'll be my plays come out, what happens, and what the the differentiating factors are versus what they think from the start, to then now what I'm changing their mind on afterwards. To it's all beta testing. That's all it is. But if they're willing to do that, they did a $5,000 donation for 5 people. So the MLB packages are $2,000. I'm going to do it for $1,500 for these 5. And basically, you would be able to get my MLB season for $500 on the basis that you're willing to fill out those questionnaires once, twice. In some weeks, there won't be one. And it's very simple. It's like multiple choice. You might have to give a 1-sentence answer, and you're going to be given 24 hours. So it's not like it gets sent to you and you have to do it in 30 minutes. Just do it before the next day. And if you're willing to do that, which I think it'll be fun, you'll get to be a part of a process that's going to change this industry forever, and for the better, and weed out all the garbage. I want you guys to be a part of it. So being that I've gotten 286 emails in the past 2 weeks alone about people asking me would I give a discount, I'm not giving a public discount. If you want MLB baseball, if you were thinking about buying it, before you buy it, before you spend the money, send me an email, chase@chasewins.com. Let me know that you would be willing to do the questionnaires during the baseball season, and then I will enter you in to basically just put your name in a hat. We do it on a computer system, and we click a button, and it scrolls through all of them and randomly picks a name or a number or whatever. And that's what we're going to do to 5 people. So send it to me. Your name will be entered. I'd like to do it tomorrow night, if at all possible. or as early tomorrow as possible, because the quicker I get this information over to them, the quicker we can get the ball rolling, being the MLB starts in less than a month. And we've got a lot of work to do on computer models that you guys are going to see. You guys are going to start seeing analytics charts posted with my plays that they're going to provide the software for. This is huge, guys. It's big. Um, the MLB team is going to take over MLB betting forever, and everybody else will just be following behind. So if you want it, let me know. If not, we can use this grant for something else. But this is what they wanted. This is what I wanted them to do for you guys in return. So if you want it, let me know. I'd love to choose these people. I keep saying tonight as if you're going to see this tonight. Whenever I post it, if I post it Saturday night, Sunday night, Monday night, whenever I post it, I'm going to say, let's do it. Let's see how many people we can get in 12 to 15 hours, and just boom, 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 boom. And let's do it. And let's go. And let's get 5 people. Let's give them MLB for a third of the price. Something that they were probably already going to buy. Now, again, guys, it's not on the website. You have to contact me, because there will be a code you have to use. And if you are one of the people, obviously you pay through the website, there'll be a code. I have some people that have purchased baseball from me in the past, and they only like to use PayPal or Venmo or something like that, due to reasons that personal reasons. I don't know. That's fine. I do accept it. I don't list it on my website. Just when you send it in, if you say, hey, I want to be entered, but I want to use PayPal, please let me know in the email. That way I already know that I'm going to have to send you all the information that way if you win. So again, that's fine. You just let me know up front. It makes things a lot easier on me, and it's a lot less back and forth we have to do before we can get it set up. So sorry for the long video, guys. Again, I'm super excited for all of this. The big NASCAR announcement I thought was big. This is bigger, because this has been a lifelong dream of mine to make sure that I know I'm going to be betting on baseball forever. And then when I started getting offers from people to do stats and analytics and projected models and everything, I've turned down multiple things, because then I wouldn't be able to have any ties whatsoever to sports betting. I couldn't do it personally. I mean, if I mentioned the word gambling or sports betting, I could lose the job, lose the contract that I'm under, everything. And I just knew that as much as I love baseball, and if I had it my way, I would do baseball 365 days a year at 24 hours a day. But there's never going to be a major league team or minor league team or organization that's going to come up and pay me what I can make doing this. So if you want to be involved, guys, I'm so excited about all this information. I can't wait for you guys to start seeing all the things that are going to come of it. It's a process. It takes a little time, but it'll come a lot quicker than you think. But let's go ahead and get this done. Again, if you want it, great. If not, okay. It's certainly not going to disappoint me if people do not buy baseball for a third of the price, especially when none of it's going to chasewins.com other than processing fees. It's going to be all used towards this. So, but I think in the long run, it'll be great, and it'll help 5 people out. That way, 5 of the people that have asked will at least be happy. And I think that's it. I'll send this out as soon as I can. I'm excited, and I will talk to you guys over the weekend, I'm sure. Another quick announcement. I don't even know if I should say this, because I guess you may not even see it in time. Oh, well, I can announce this. So one of the lifetime passes that somebody wanted off of the donations that we got from the NASCAR deal that we did, one of the people did it, sent me all the information. I had them all set up, ready to go, and for whatever reason, they just kind of fell off the face of the earth. I haven't heard back from them. I've contacted them, my assistant, my county department's contacted them, and I kind of told them, I was like, hey man, don't feel like I'm pressuring you. Before I give this away or do away with it, just want to make sure you reached out to me. So one of those is still available. If somebody wants it, whenever you see this video, you've got about 24 hours to claim it. Otherwise, everything. I mean, we've already got the account set up on the site for it. So if you already have an account, we can just transfer it over to you. It's not that big of a deal. Otherwise, I'm going to back charge it and use that for something else. Maybe throw in an extra MLB for somebody. But I hate for them to lose it and their deposit. But if you fall off the face of the earth, there ain't nothing I can do. So they were given a 24-hour notice about 4 different times, and that happened a day or so ago. So if you want that, you can have it. Otherwise, I ain't worried about that. So whenever you see this, 24 hours, and I'll be removing that, and I'm not mentioning it anymore. So sorry for the 35-minute video, but I am thrilled to be able to share all this with you guys, and I cannot wait for you guys to start reaping the benefits of it. It's kind of why ChaseWins.com hasn't been completed yet, because all of this was in the works, and now that it is pretty much set in stone, now the finished product and the links to other things like our we're going to call it our baseball day trading to start, our sports betting day trading, or I don't know. We'll come up with a catchy name, but I think that'll be fun for people. It'll do like parlay odds and everything, where if you must bet a parlay, it'll give you more likely than not scenarios for stuff like that involving days like college basketball Saturdays, college football Saturdays, and things like that, where there's just an overwhelming amount of matchups and games going on, and a lot of stuff that people don't even look at. So, God, I hadn't worn something with cords in a long time. Thank you guys. I will see you over the weekend, if not at the beginning of the week, I'm sure, because I'm sure I'll be doing free play videos and then as well as NASCAR stuff. So excited for the weekend, but this right here, I don't even know that I'll be able to sleep tonight knowing that all this is finally coming to a head. So let me know if you want the link, and then be doing a lot of baseball stuff on the road this year, and the dream's finally coming true, guys. See you. Thank you.